pick up. Christat Ahmed Laksut hands himself in for the Atlas Lions. No strangers to pressure. He managed to keep their nerve at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium as they had to forcefully eject the Taifa Stars from the tournament. Timely intervention, picking up the ball, now setting it up onto the front foot. Sapri plays a long ball up front. Osama Louis lets that ball flow. Belamari trying to get the ball and keep the move in motion. Hefty clearance from the goalkeeper. Sachi now into the middle of the park, and anybody's ball for the guessing right here. Christian Gomis, part of the team that had just 9 shots on target all tournament long. That's the lowest tally as it stands of all the semi-finalists. Senegal don't take too many shots, but when they do, try to make it count. Scored only 3 goals in 4 matches in this edition, but true to their form, every strike has actually come late in the second half. They managed to pile pressure on Morocco, trying to acquit themselves from that defense. A lot of confidence here. That ball runs out here for a throw-in. Looking for a quick restart. Lagos back here to Mbaye Ndiaye. To the center of the park, Moussa Cissé. Spreading it out to the right, goes searching for Dauda Ba. Ba through the center. That's a brilliant telegraphed pass here. If Koite can get his feet to it. There seems to be quite a bit of pressure. The referee, assistant referee signals for undue aggression. So free kick here for Morocco. Good hold up play from the defense. Sure that there would be no way to get to that ball. Marwan Luadini, the linchpin of the defense. Difficult position to be. To the flank, Morocco once again go on the attack. Dropping deep to provide an outlet. Ogrini, and that's a through pass, but the goalkeeper quick off the sprint. Mark Phillips Diouf coming out in time here to impede the attack that had been sprung. Yusuf Belamari, the man that was poised to go on the attack, looking to make quite the impression for himself. The man that plays for Raja Athletic Club in Morocco. Been ever present, already played 5 matches in this tournament for Morocco. Hacked clear. That's a high boot, but doesn't do any damage. As a long searching ball once again, trying to spread the outlet and find Yusuf Mehri. Yusuf Mehri, instantly man that they probe to get to the supply chain. High press here from Morocco. Somehow Senegal managed to get the better of them and break free of that. Dauda Ba. Christian Gomez through the center. Now sprouting an attack of their own. The Lions of Terenga, there's a charge here. That's a free kick. Yusuf Mehri dropping back to defend, but to attract the attention of the referee as Anas Bash had to come and clean up. FT coming together, 2 players sandwiching. And it was Anas Bash that they deemed to have gotten that clip at the ankle of Guy and sent him to the floor. So it's a free kick now for the Lions of Terenga. Souleymane Diallo knows that opportunities have been far and few in between for his team in the tournament, and they'll have to make do with everything that comes their way. Currently unbeaten in their last 4 knockout matches, none of which have seen them concede a goal. If you look at both their previous semi-finals, they were drawn, and they won 1 as well as lost 1 on penalties. The team Senegal. Christian Gomez goes for a strike. That's not on target. High and wide. Goal kick. Christian Gomez scored in the first game for Senegal, hasn't scored again since then. Interestingly, they've scored 3 goals the entire tournament, Senegal, but each one with a different player managing to get onto the score sheet. Gomez turning one way, then the other, fashions out the cross, camping very close to the box area of Morocco. Morocco dropping numbers behind. First time cross, well intercepted. That will count for a corner kick. Very impressive defending from Morocco. Defending as a unit, consistently dropping back in numbers to make sure that they stifle any channels that the Lions of Teranga may want to operate on. Morocco, who have won 5 consecutive CHAN games against West African opposition since 2016. Including the likes of Nigeria, Guinea, Togo, and Mali. They've scored 17 goals in those games and conceded just 7. And a header! You can count 8 to that name! Layose scores to give them a very early lead. The Lions of Teranga take the first swipe in this big cats fight in the semi-finals. Set pieces are typically known as dead ball situations. Or sometimes they will leave you dead and buried. And Morocco knows it's an uphill task when it gets to this point of the tournament. Slip up once and it might be all your opponents need in the tournament. Brilliant delivery. And that will go down as catastrophic defending. Free header. Layosise ghosting in, guiding that ball, brilliantly finding the net. And Morocco in absolute disbelief. Morocco 0, Senegal 1. Morocco's backline had conceded just 3 goals in the 4 matches prior to this, and they had 2 clean sheets to their name. This match will not bear a similar statistic for them, as they've already been breached. Looking at a Senegal team that has mastered the art of score 1 and bolt the back door. It's an uphill task for Morocco, and now they have to dig deep. Say Mother plays for Tingwith FC, becomes the only first player to score 2 goals for Senegal in this edition of the CHAN tournament. Now Morocco to get themselves onto the front foot, ironically yet with a shot in this entire game. Might want to ramp up their attacking prowess. Wadini looking for Chak. Back to the goalkeeper, Alhara, Luwadini. Nas Bash, back to Luwadini. Mehdi Chak. Now it's getting into a possession game. Sabri Greeny looking to offer options in the center, asks for the ball, but the ball doesn't just come to him just as yet. Elmedi now look to go route one. That's averted instantly by the defense of the Lions of Terenga. Kept in play. Or at least we did think it was kept in play. The ball crosses the line, so that's a throw in. Quickly taken. The Atlas Lions engaging pace into the game. Luadeni. Chuck. A support here from Ugrini. Lose possession, it's back into their grasp once again. Yusuf Mehri playing quite the utility role, and now he goes on to a shot of sorts, looking for that counter-attack. Mehri very anxious to get onto that ball, trying to fashion out something, the man from Ares Bekan. Coming together here, and handball currently awarded, much to the disbelief of Libasa Gaye. He's had many opportunities to go prowling on the right flank like he loves to do. Mark Phillips, Aruna Diouf instructing the defense on what he will require from them. This is going to be the first real test of their defensive acumen after 20 minutes of play. Morocco nil, Senegal 1. Jolsting in that box area. Not to the appreciation of Jelly Alfred Shavani, a center referee from South Africa. Them a world of good to keep a close eye on Osama and Louis. Long ball threaded in. Goalkeeper and his defense having a miscommunication, trying to get the ball in, but that's hacked clear here by Senegal. And that's exemplary defending from Koite, making sure that they drop back and put in a defensive shift. Elmedi Al-Hara. Chuck. Yusuf Mehri back to Mehdi Chuck, and now back to the goalkeeper Al-Harar, setting it up on the left flank now. Anas Bash. Atlas Lions letting the ball do the work for them, but not really making any headway. Senegal sitting back compact, just asking and inviting the Atlas Lions to sprint forward and try to break them down. Fine close down here. Now linking up well right at the edge of the box area. Trip and an appeal from the Atlas Lions. Nothing to it. No, go ahead. Baba Khalid gets a chance. A shot! To so many teams has been breached, and breached with an exclamation point. It was mid layup right at the box area. The clearance wasn't emphatic, and not letting that ball stand on occasion. Just picked his mark. The ball landing sweetly for a stunning strike, and he guided it home. with all the acumen of a seasoned professional. To the back of the net and onto the scoreboard. It's Morocco 1, Senegal 1. We talk about not standing on the occasion, getting straight back in. Morocco have now scored 4 first-half goals in 6 games, more than any other team in the African Nations Championship. Just seem to score whenever they take to the pitch. Bogrini has now scored his 2nd goal. And he's netting for the first time since the time he did score against Zambia. It's back to where we started, square one. Back on the ball, goal scorer. Game now getting a little heated up. Both teams have had their gauntlet laid out, thrown their first blow, landed solid, and also taken one on the chin. It's a question of now who blinks next. Throw in, take it quick. Skipper Ahmed Hirmat operating a little deeply today as he gets onto the ball, joining centre backs. Neat teasing ball, plays a 1-2 back to Hirmat. And support here from Belamari all the way to Anas Bash. The flank, Belamari fighting Khalid Baba into the game. And now knitting their passes through the midfield and opening up a channel out on the left flank, but going to the ground. Yusuf Belamari already gone onto the attacking 4. Constantly switching up positions with Khalid Baba on that left flank. This time caught offside at quite the sprint that he had already put in. To the defense. Mark Phillips taking a little too long. Could have turned out to be disastrous against Lamloui. Hefty clearance. Team josting for the ball. This clearly destined to land in the gloves of El Hamadi Al-Hara. El Mehdi Al-Hara spreading that ball out to the flank. Nasbash on to the front foot. Greeny sends a long searching ball. The flag stays down on the attack. The Atlas lands, but that's attached to Hefty. Blacksut stays on the ground, seems to be in quite a bit of pain. The referee might want to have words. There's a lot of disbelief here, promises. There's a second coming together between Lebase Gaye and Blacksut. Referee pointing out exactly what he expects from Lebase Gaye. Putting him on notice that be one too many touches that he's having on the wrong end. The man that assisted his 2nd goal earlier there to give the lead to the Lions of Teranga before they were pegged back. At that point, Morocco having conceded 3 first-half goals. Only Burkina Faso, who have conceded 4, have conceded more in this tournament. A 4-man wall for the Lions of Teranga. It's a prime area to fashion out an opportunity. The responsibility will fall to Yusuf Belamari. Opts to go for the cross. Bodies forward. Decisive in their clearance. Another falling shot. This time meets a firm head to repel its path. Have to build from the back once again, going all the way back to the goalkeeper. Belamari looking to cover every blade of grass. Mari, physical duel for that ball with Gaye. He's the victor. Gets a throw in for his efforts. Christian Gomez might have been adjudged by some for having impeded the path of Luadini. Looks like he just stood his grounds, and referee giving him the benefit of doubt in that sequence. Through the center, and as Bash in possession, sets it on the front foot, but that's a hefty touch, unable to bring it under control. Goal scorer Greeny, and that will count for a throw-in. Taking their time now to set themselves up and build from the back. Baye Asane Sis through the center. Looking from Baye Yaya Lyle, who's been a little tame in tonight's appearance. Normally the imposer over the dominance of Senegal in that midfield. Nothing tends to get past him. Wasn't available for the last game as he had picked up 2 yellow cards and had to serve the mandatory suspension. He's back. Needs to impose himself. His half an hour of action is gone, and it's a goal apiece between Morocco and Senegal. To the flank. And Asbash looks for the throw. Oh, looks for the through pass, but that door quickly bolted shut, and Sama Louis seems to signal that he would prefer to have that ball chipped overhead. This time it does make its mark. Lamiloe has the ball, tries to cross it back, looking for Mary. Yusuf able to control, and that's an opportunity that's taken from them. Lions of Terenga now on the advance. Can they turn defense into attack in one sweeping move? Oh, that's a dreadful pass, but still manages to retain possession, and the ball seems to be instantly slipping away from the Senegalese players. The attack, Christian Gomez. Zise, Ayose, the goal scorer, looking for Conte, looks to chip the ball in. The goalkeeper was heading one direction. The touch from Gomez nearly wrong-footing him. Morocco, who have had 73 over the possession in the last 15 minutes, now find themselves with a need to defend. Well, similar scenarios to where they got their first goal. Senegal, it was a set piece. I hope that they can strike again in the same format. Corner kick for the Lions of Terenga, committing numbers forward as well. That's weaved in. Thwarted clear. Goals coming in quick in this particular match. We did not see goals in the first half in the quarterfinals. Did see goals in the first half in the other semi-final. That goal coming late in the game in extra time. Well, this one wasn't going to stand on occasion. 2 goals in the first 30 minutes of action. Asane Sis. Baye Yaya Lai. On for Daudaba. Back to Baye Asane Sis. Up to go back to the goalkeeper. Mark Phillips Aruna Diouf. Launches a long searching ball here for the marauding left back, Joseph Layose Ifra. That was a little too much for him to get to the ball. And that's a run that he will make again and again. Willing runner to go into offensive positions, as he's proven in games gone by. Neatly thwarted from his attempt there by Mohamed Boulaksut. Goal kick. A change in mind from El Mehdi Al-Hara. played short. Thought of playing it long. Still ends up playing it short, but at least having managed to press back the Senegalese high press. Check, tries to get it up to Yusuf Mary. Possession. Going to the Route 1 direction, trying to beat the area advantage. The Lions of Terenga. That's an offside. Meeting up plenty of bodies forward. Yusuf Mary. It's caught napping there. Just couldn't track back in time. Guy sprinting forward, beats one marker, but won't get past Mehdi Chak as Blacksuit is there to pick up the pieces. Bash. Belamari. Back to Bash, loses possession. And now they're caught with numbers 3 at the back. The counter-attack is on. Looking to try and press the issue. Yaya plays it back here to Daudaba. To the center of the pack. Merine Mokta Koite. Also been given the free rein role as possession here. 65.2 for Morocco, 34.8. The Lions of Terenga. We did have the less possession as well in the quarterfinals against Uganda. Still managed to pull off an all too important victory for themselves. Libase Guy. Back to Ayose. This is Moussa Sisse. Switching flanks and looking to bring that ball under control. By Asane Sis. Daudaba. Teasing it here for Yaya. The center of the park. Christian Gomez with some fancy footwork to elude 3 markers. Now setting themselves on the front foot over bar. Now 360 turn. Well, that would have looked very spectacular had that come off right here for Christian Gomez. Somehow that ball just connecting right with the boot and getting away from his control. Ahmed Irmat fighting Mehdi Chak. Player goes to the ground. That's a foul. Free kick. Morocco are aiming to become the first side to reach 3 finals in 6 years. And that would put them ahead of the likes of DRC Congo, or DR Congo, Ghana and Mali in the all-time standings of the African Nations Championship. Pitching a long searching ball looking for Mary. This time manages to just keep it alive only for a couple of seconds. Ball crosses over the line, and that's a goal kick here for the Lions of Terenga. Morocco have a knockout record of 8 games played, 7 wins and 1 loss. That one loss, the solitary loss, coming to Nigeria in 2014. Even more interestingly, they have never gone to penalties in the African Nations Championship. The only time that the game has not been settled in 90 minutes was against Libya in the 2018 semi-final, where they went to extra time. And that game was still won 3-1 by Morocco. Well, the referee laying down the law here for Koite, letting him know that he is now skating on thin ice. Very, very stern Jelly Alfred Chavani, 28 years of age, 29 years of age. Laying down the laws there. Morocco nearly sneaking in. The ball seems to have made contact with the limb. The referee, judging it rightly so, touching that ball while attempting to bring it under control, and that's a free kick for the Lions of Terenga. Free kick here for Senegal. Senegal not quite familiar with facing off with North African countries. This is the third time they're facing off with North African opposition. They lost 2-0 to Tunisia in 2011, and then went on to beat Algeria on penalties in the 2022 finals after a goalless draw. Interestingly, in this matchup, it's the first time that they've scored against a North African opponent in open play. Good control from Bellamari. And now flicking that ball forward. This could be a good opening here, setting themselves up, looking for Sama Ameloue. Would have probably been sound better to continue that overlap from an Asbash. When the openings came, they opted to find their chief marksman. Now they benefit once again, picking up the ball, spreading it up to the flank. The cross is in. The ball slips away, picked up well by Mary. The strike is good. And the goalkeeper is quite up to the task. Quick sequence of play. In an Asbash with the final strike, but finds Mark Phillips, Aruna Diouf up to the task. Well, in a thicket of legs, still managed to visualize the trajectory of the ball, bring it to a swift stop for the Atlas Lions on the bench. They thought the moment had come. Well, they'll have to wait a little longer. Guy onto Bar, out on the right. So his namesake, Omar Ba. The ball is well intercepted here by the Atlas Lions. Luadini playing a sweeper role at the back. Koite picks up the ball now for Senegal. Douda Ba. Omar Ba. Koite. This is good from Senegal, and a long distance strike, forcing a fine save from El Hamadi Al-Hara. El Medi full stretch there to prevent that from going to the back of the net. That was a potent, loaded strike here from Senegal's Moussa Cissé. Just managed to avert the danger here for the moment. Both teams utilizing every tool in their arsenal to try and get themselves into that final. Goalkeepers so far putting up a brilliant show in the last couple of minutes. 41 minutes of the game played. Barely 4 minutes before time to be added on. Left to play here. Referee once again reading the riot act in the 18-yard box. Quite a bit of rotation, yeah? Looks like where that goes to the ground here is Mehdi Chak. He did push and found a reaction as well from Koite. Scuffling in the box. Senegal with another chance and a free header once again. Morocco are increasingly susceptible to the set pieces here. And once again, the man that punished them in the first instance, Joseph Laose Ifra, with another opportunity to double his tally in this game. This time just didn't make the connection he needed. Now for whichever team will play Morocco next, they'll definitely have their notebook out there and take note of what's quickly becoming their Achilles heel. Their ineptitude at the set pieces. Long ball to Osama Lamloui. Losing out on that. Christian Gomez picks up the ball, has Omar Ba in support. Omar Ba takes on one man, pushes out across, and that will count for another corner. 2 minutes left to play. Morocco 1, Senegal 1. There's a corner for Senegal here to put to exploit. Lining up in numbers in a box area. Have to keep a very tight lead now on Senegal and keep a close eye on their number 13, Joseph Laose. Ball weaved in. Laose was again the intended target, but this time they had Mahre keeping an eye on him, and now looking to turn defense into attack, entirely slowing it down, noticing that the channels that they needed to operate in were already clogged. Mehdi Chak plays it forward for Yusuf Mary. Bulaksut loses possession. That ball goes over the line here for a throw-in. Bit of a coming together there in that sequence. Ball going over the line. On the attack, looking to cross the ball in. Intercepted, goes away. Ball that has had a couple of moments and a lot of start-stops. Now count here about 23 minutes in full play. As the fourth official signals that there'll be no less than 2 minutes in time added on. All the two teams can take that break at the end of the first stanza of play. Corner kick for the Atlas Lions. Looking for the far post. That's well headed away by the captain, Baye Asane Sis. Suffered an injury and missed out on the final game of the group stages, but made a recovery and bounced back in the quarterfinals with some sterling displays against the Uganda Cranes. To the defense. And the Atlas Lions launch another attack here. Mary looking for Bulaksut. Has support from Mary. Back to Mehdi Chak. El Mehdi Al-Hara. Chak. Luadini. Anas Bash. Front foot going through the center. Anas. He's had a very tidy game about him, constantly inverting and going through the center of the park. Bulaksut. Chak. Luadini. Hermat. Back to Luadini. Now this is to Chak. Gets across the center line. Could be the final bit of attack in this half. Looking for that chipped cross. He's trying to lob that into the path of Osama Lamilui. It won't happen as referee Jelly Alfred Shavani shrills the whistle to send the two teams to the dressing room. And so far, it's still a deadlock. Both teams testing out their attacking prowess and managing to land definitive blows. Senegal taking the lead through Laose in the 16th minute. Before Mogherini with a precise strike in the 23rd minute leveled the tie to send two teams that are vying for a spot in the finals to the dressing rooms at halftime, with Morocco 1, Senegal 1. Well, a quick look at the stats at halftime. Morocco leading with the lion's share of the possession in this battle of the big cats. Both have had 4 shots on target, or 4 shots in total, and 2 on goal for each. The precision has been sky high, 83.3 for Morocco, while it's 80.8 for Senegal as far as the passes are concerned. But it's the corners where you might want to take a bit of note there. Senegal have had 4 and managed to yield a goal from one of them. Morocco need to tighten that up. Senegal will also have to watch their discipline, 8 fouls to 2. But as it stands at halftime, it's Morocco 1, Senegal 1.
Mimi twende? Boss, uko sawa?
Niko sawa, ni vile niko na calls mingi. It's a busy day, you know.
Kazi lazima ichape.
By the way, nice background.
Faster speeds, better experiences. Over 50 million Kenyans. One network. Safaricom. Popote ulipo.
My name is Bertram Mudhoka. I'm the CEO, Agricultural Society of Kenya, overseeing the running of over 16 shows in the country. As we enjoy the Chan Games on KBC Channel 1, I'm certain we've all been excited. It's very exciting moments, then by the wins of our team.
Na baada ya Chan, tutaenda wapi?
Tutaenda kwa maonyesho ya kilimo, ASK shows.
Na tutaanzia wapi?
Tutaanza Mombasa, pale Mkomani Showground.
Asante sana.
Ndio.
Shukran.
Alafu tukiendelea hapo,
Mombasa,
tutaelekea Nyeri, pale Kabirini Showground.
alafu
Tukitoka pale, tutaelekea Kaparanet, pale Baringo.
tena
Tukitoka hapo, tutaendelea mpaka Lichota Showground, pale Migori.
mwisho ama bado?
Bado mwisho. Sasa tunaendelea ile kubwa ambao ni Nairobi International Trade Fair, pale Jamhuri Park, Nairobi. Lots of technologies, lots of innovations for learning purposes. We're closing with the Kitale National Show. Again, running in from the 8th to 11th of October, the home of dairy, the home of beef. Asanteni sana, karibuni sana nyote kwa Chan, kwa ASK shows.
Magharibi mwa Kenya. Maisha ya familia moja maskini yanaelea kwenye ukingo wa taabu.
Umetoa wapi hizi pesa?
Dadi, umeiba.
Wewe ndio mwizi, unaiba mbuzi wangu.
Baba ni mlevi, ameitelekeza familia yake na inayumbayumba.
Leo mimi sijalewa na bado una raha.
Andrew, adui mkubwa wa familia hii, anaichukia.
Nini mnapigania? Shamba.
Toka mbele yangu wewe.
Pate pesa zetu bwana.
Hauogopi Mungu, hauogopi shetani.
Congratulations Dina.
Nyamaza, wanga kusema daktari anadanganya.
Kwa Josh, kilichosalia ni mzigo mkubwa zaidi kielimu kama atafaulu kujiunga na chuo na kimaisha. Je, atatoboa?
Want to enjoy free-to-air digital TV with crystal clear quality? Here's how to get started with Signet. Step 1. If you have a smart TV, you're good to go. If not, get yourself a digital set-top box. Next, connect your set-top box to an aerial and the aerial to your TV. Use RCA cables, yellow for video, red and white for audio, or simply plug in an HDMI cable for high-quality sound and picture. Now, do an auto search on your TV. Just follow the prompts on the screen. And that's it. You're now tuned in to Signet. Sit back and enjoy a wide range of free-to-air digital channels. For technical inquiries, call the Signet hotline on 0770-572-656.
Enroll at Trisent School of Medical Health Science and Technology today and turn your dream of undertaking courses in nutrition and dietetics, theater technology, medical engineering, applied biology, science laboratory and health records, and many more a reality.
The National Youth Service, NYS, is proud to announce its 89th Passing Out Parade at the NYS Paramilitary Academy in Gilgil, Nakuru County. The occasion will be graced by His Excellency, President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. As NYS continues its mission to transform, train, and empower the youth of Kenya, this parade marks another milestone in our journey towards realizing our vision of being a center of excellence. This ceremony will be live on KBC Channel 1 from 9 a.m. on Thursday, 28th August 2025. NYS, Huduma kwa Taifa.
There comes a moment when the ordinary world fades away and the wild calls your name. This is as wild as you want it. And it's all here. Every trail leads to an adventure. Because adventure isn't just about the rush. It's about where it takes you, who you become, and the stories you'll tell. Sometimes you need the thrill. Sometimes you need the journey. Start your adventure here at Magical Kenya.
Mombasa show, oh yeah!
Mombasa, it's that time again. The Mombasa International Show is back. September 3rd to 7th at Jomo Kenyatta Showground, Mkomani. This year's theme, promoting climate-smart agriculture and trade initiatives for sustainable economic growth. Enjoy smart farming technology, trade exhibitions, fun for kids, and tasty food all in one place. Entry is just 350 shillings for adults, 300 for kids, with group discounts too. Book your space now. Call 0722 556 383 or visit sk.co.ke.
During this 2024 Chan moment, every glass of milk tells a story of care, quality, and goodness from the farm to your table. At the Kenya Dairy Board, we ensure that every drop you drink is fresh, safe, and wholesome from licensed dairy business operators you can trust. Milk is nature's pure gift, packed with calcium for strong bones, protein for growth, and vitamins to keep you healthy and active. Always look for dairy products permitted by the Kenya Dairy Board, KDB, your guarantee for safe and quality milk and dairy products. From our children to our adults, from breakfast to bedtime, the goodness of milk powers every moment. The Kenya Dairy Board, world-class dairy regulator committed to quality, safety, and national pride.
Kenya Ports Authority manages and operates the Port of Mombasa, the Port of Lamu, Kisumu Port, inland container depots in Nairobi and Naivasha, and ferry services. In 2024, cargo throughput at the Port of Mombasa hit a record 41 million metric tons, with container traffic for the first time surpassing the 2 million 20-foot equivalent unit mark. More than numbers, this is about progress. From wheat that bakes our bread to tea that carries Kenya's name across the world. From the mobile phone in your hands to the produce that feeds our families. Our ports keep East Africa's trade moving, our markets supplied, and our people connected. Kenya Ports Authority, growing business, enriching lives.
The stage is set, the teams are ready, and your voice could be the difference. Come wave your flag, sing your song, and back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
We're not one thing, we're many. We move fast to change lanes, but no matter the mood, bank tunahitaji yenye na switch na sisi. Enye iko already where we are and ready when we are. In our pockets, on our time, na speed yetu. One built not just to keep up, but to move with you in every mode. So, uko mode gani? Download the new KCB mobile app and switch on your mode today.
Flyus put Senegal ahead 1-0 up on the 16th minute. But then 7 minutes later, a screamer on the 23rd minute from Bogreen. We did quick substitutions, Musa Otieno and Francis Mutegi joining us very quickly. Musa, very enjoyable first half. Both teams going for each other's throats.
I think this is the final before the final. Because we can say that this is a team which was, one of the team was more tactical on defending. So compact, the other team was having the flair of playing an open game. But again, they have just said it is a final before the final.
Well, two quick goals by both, very quick reactions by a defender and a striker.
I think we are dealing with two situations here. We are dealing with statistics and tactics at the same time. Because statistically, Morocco have been doing better than the Senegalese.
Well, we have to go back to the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Kampala for the second half. We will be here for the post-match analysis.
For the second half beckons here at the Nelson Mandela Stadium as the officials make their way back onto the pitch for another 45 minutes of high-stakes football. Morocco, the Atlas Lions, and the man that is at their helm, Tarek Sektiwi, know that they have quite the task on their hands if they are to manage to break down the Lions of Teranga once again, reaching their defenses earlier to equalize. But can they go a step further and take the lead in a game that has had quite a bit of a tactical meltdown, as both teams having to use a lot of instinct and try to maintain their stature in this matchup. A goal apiece in the first half and promises of an even more scintillating second half as the teams make their way back onto the pitch. The Atlas Lions arriving secondary. More heated discussions here within the teams as they try to assess where it could all come unstuck as far as unlocking those defenses is concerned. Omar Ba, one who had a very quiet first half, knows how to explode into life, had the most shots in the quarterfinals and was the most fouled player. Well, he needs to be on the ball a little bit more if he's to make an impact here for Senegal. Sektiwi making his slow trog to the bench. His team have not disappointed on the offensive front, managing to bounce back after conceding in the first half. But they want to find a way to get Osama Lamilui onto the front foot if they are to reap dividends in this game. Quick count from the referee just to assess that all the numbers are on. We might see a substitution just before the second half gets underway. It was an extensive warm-up earlier during the halftime as the teams were in the dressing rooms. There was quite the lengthy warm-up, and no surprise that a change is made, and we get to see an introduction here of Vix Cisse, who had a very, very brilliant link-up with Koita in the quarterfinals. Now he will come on and take the place of Christian Gomez as it was in the quarterfinals. A like-for-like substitution, more firepower up front, 45 minutes afforded to Christian Gomez. And now it's Cisse that takes the place up front.
Player number 9, Christian Gomez, is replaced by player number 25.
And so they go again. Alhara, the goalkeeper, with a long cross. Oh, clearance actually, more than an attempt to find any attack up front. There's a big coming together there. Referee's whistle sharp to the mark, and it's a free kick. A quick welcome to the game for Cissé. Suleiman Diallo not waiting too long to roll the die with reinforcement from the bench. Pass forward. Looking for Moussa Cissé. Has support. Douda Ba. Douda gets the cross in, and that's well averted here by Luadini. Looking to pick up the pieces, well controlled. Just nestling that ball there, trying to keep it in play, and now losing it in a dangerous area. Good hold up here from Koite, Mokhtar, Serine. The referee having a delayed reaction to that, and ultimately will brandish a card. It's a yellow card to Koite. Looks like he might have thrown out an elbow there, and did just catch defender Marwan Luadini right on the Adam's apple. Can be a real painful experience. Thought he had gotten away scot-free. Referee taking his time to make up his decision and ultimately brandishing a yellow card here to the attacker. That's his first yellow card in the tournament. Koite. Restarted. Heramat Mohamed a little silent as Khalid Baba once again onto the ball. Play back, and that ball is left to roll out here for just another throw-in. Haven't seen a lot from Mohamed Heramat, the skipper of Morocco. Vastly experienced. Need to get him also into the play, as well as Khalid Baba, if they are to make an impact here. Heramat tries to clear that ball, and referee signals there was an infringement here. That's a free kick. Cissé, the offender. Al-Harar. It's a long ball forward, and that's picked up easily by the Lions of Teranga. Mark Phillips, Aruna Diouf. All averted. Picked up instantly. Heramat. Khalid Baba. Through the center. Was Bass. Anas gets the ball back to Luadini. Luadini. Back to Bass. Gets the ball forward. This is nice pickup from Ogrine. Sets the ball onto the front foot. Appeals for the offside. Ball laced in. Osama Lalui was the intended target. A split second later, and he would have had his mark. It's brilliant offensive display here by the Atlas Lions. Appeals for offside. Replay does seem to signal that they probably had strayed off. But Senegal not starting on occasion, dropping back and having to defend for dear life. Now it's a corner for the Atlas Lions. Greeny, Sabri is doing brilliant one-touch layoffs there, setting his team on the front foot. Will now be tasked with delivering the corner. Whips it in. That's headed clear. Go over the line here for a throw-in. Quick restart to Bolaksut. Looking to carve into the center of the park. That's averted from the moment, and this is Cissé going forward. He has a hold of 4 players all around him. Looks to go back for support, and that ball finds its way back to him, and that's a trip and a free kick. Very clumsy there from Marwan Luadini. Just to give away a free kick right at the edge of the box area, stuck out a foot. The referee left with no option than to award a free kick here in a very potentially promising area for the Lions of Teranga. They do know just how dangerous it can be to give away set pieces. It's been their soft underbelly so far in this game. Need to do a lot more to make sure that they do not invite unneeded pressure on themselves. Options here for delivery. Moussa Cissé and Libase Gaye stepping up to the plate. Going straight for strike, but that ball is averted here by the defense. Tense moments here for Tarek Sektiwi. Suleiman Diallo is not any more comfortable than his counterpart. But for the moment, we will take solace in the fact that it's his team that are on the attack. Corner averted. Straight shot, and that might just have hit the hands. Well, that might just have hit the arms of Lamloui. Sorry, that is of Marwan Luadini. He seemed to have had his hands right on his chest. And quite the spectacle it is. Referee affirmative that nothing will count from that instance. The disbelief of the Senegalese players here. The ball goes over the line here for a throw-in. It's a game of very fine margins, and strict interpretation of the law will have to be applied. Throw in for Senegal. It's an anxiety building on the bench of the Atlas Lions. It's a chance to put a good throw into that final third. Douadaba. Ball is averted. Ultimately thumped clear. Senegal making a telling impact in the final third of Morocco. By Asane Sis. Back to Mark Phillips, Diouf. Oh, searching, lengthy ball. And that's a missed clearance, and Cissé is onside, and that's a challenge. And the referee will brandish a card. The referee brandishes a straight red. Oh my word, it's all come unhinged right here. Marwan Luadini missing his clearance and fouling in the same sequence. The Atlas Lions just might find that they have been reduced to 10 men very early in the second half. We have the opportunity to have another look at that. Failed clearance, and the counter-attack was on. The strap was sprung. Chuck missing his clearance. Cissé knew exactly where he needed to be. And in the end, Marwan Luadini hoped that it would be a body charge. But he was the last man. And the referee affirmative on his mark. It's a free kick at the edge of the box area. And a straight red card to the player that's just returned from suspension. The excitement palpable. Senegal sensed the opportunity here for themselves. Sektiwi and the rest of the players on the bench, it was a harbinger of hard times up ahead. Luadini earlier on managed to get away with an instance where many thought probably he had handled the ball in the box area. This time it was as clear as daylight. Contact was made with the last man. His teammates still pleading his case. Well, this was the sequence where there was a potential penalty. His hands were finding their way to their chest. Was given the benefit of doubt by the referee. But to be honest, it was a very quickly traveling ball. This time, referee will not offer any clemency. And if there is to be any, it would have to come from the video assistant referee. And clemency, it just might be, as referee Jelly Alfred Shavani now trots to the video assistant referee monitor. might have to make another examination of the situation for Senegal. What they might have earned as an advantage could be quickly cut out. Another look at the coming together there. Now the work colliding, and the question is, was there enough impact? There'll be questions on the direction that was intended by Luadini as well as Cissé. That's point of impact that the referee wants to assess here. Having it into a split just to assess how we got to that situation. The missed clearance coming together there. Was there enough contact? Remains the key question. Suspended animation from the stadium and for the multitudes all around the world that are watching the numerous runs of the replay. Now the referee will have to make his decision. A bit of a discussion with the team in the VAR room. Takes an extra moment to step back and once again look at it before the decision is made. Now the check is complete. The verdict awaits as Jelly Alfred Shabani returns onto the pitch. He insists that it will be reduced to a yellow card offense. Marwan Luadini still guilty of infringement, but not enough to get him sent off the pitch. The numerical disadvantage has been cancelled out. They'll still have a set piece to defend against. But how many lives will this cat have? That was as narrow a margin as it could come from the numerous replays on the video assistant referee. Well, they now to tighten it up. They'll have to tighten it up. Quite nearly putting themselves in a huge position of disadvantage. Vindicated, Marwan Luadini. Now they have a set piece to take care of. Best believe Isse Gaye will be one that will hope they can make a thwarting out of this one. So free kick it is. Morocco piling all players into that final box area, right at the 6-yard spot. Khalid Baba will take on the lumberjack role. It's a free kick, could go for straight shots, and the goalkeeper was all the alert to the danger. It was an instant strike, and he managed to power that away. Brilliantly executed free kick that was definitely heading for the top corner, but Al-Hara just knew exactly what had to be done and palmed the ball away from its intended target to keep the score at 1-1. There's a player that was limping, a player that was on the ground, and it was Osama Amiloui. Now they have to defend the corner. Corner kick. Doesn't clear the first line of defense. Have another bite of the cherry. Gaye. Wasn't a very good corner, but he'll have a chance to make amends. Hara urging his team to stay switched on in the defensive unit. It's wide-eyed amazement from the bench of Morocco. It all tells quite a bit of the story of what's been the start of a frantic second half Senegal looking to pile on the pressure. Or headed away. Looking for control here, but just seems to elude them. And then finally looking to set themselves on the front foot. Showing too much of that ball to Daudaba. Plays it back to the goalkeeper, Mark Phillips Diouf. Goalkeeper of the Lions of Teranga. As we have 1 hour of action played, still Morocco 1, Senegal 1. Hermat, nice play out onto the flank there from Khalid Baba. Loses possession. It's back to the goalkeeper. Youth clears his lines. Ball forward, Hermat. Through the center of the park. Koite. Umaba holding on to that ball. This is good play from Gaye. Tries to sneak in Joseph Layose. Now running out of space and couldn't fashion out any opportunity in that sequence. Both benches wearing very anxious looks, knowing that at any one point they might be called upon to make their mark on the game. Substitutes already warming up here. Ayub Khairi was the man that did take the place of Luadini in the previous match when he was suspended. Now he's warming up and looks like a switch might be imminent. To the flank, Koite. Good pick up here from Cissé. And this is Moussa Cissé, takes a big shot. That's cannoning off one of the defenders and heads out for another corner. Corner kick. Once again here for Senegal. Looking to make that let run into the 6-yard box. And it comes through, they make contact, but that's easy for the goalkeeper to pick up. Several blasts of the whistle here. Signal the referee that, from the referee to signal, expects Luadini to get back to his feet. Not much in there. El Mehdi. Al-Hara has had a very good showing as Senegal have attempted the last 5 shots in this game. The last attempt at a shot for Morocco was taken by Anas Bash in the 40th minute. They need to up the ante. Substitution set to be made here. Just another look at the saves that Al-Hara has had to make. That was in the first half from the boot of Cissé. Then Yose in the second half from the set piece. Once again forcing a fine save from Al-Hara. There's a change in personnel. So substitution it is. Khalid Baba is one of the players that gets to exit the game. The other is Mehdi Chakchak, the man that missed his clearance and almost led to a very, very volatile situation at the back. So in their places there, there'll be a couple of chances there, and it's Salah Eddin who comes on, as will Ayub Khairi, who was warming up earlier on, so coming in to take his place on the game. Salah Erin Eraouli, an attacker there that plays for Olympique Club de Safi in Morocco. Definitely had quite the cameos, accumulated about 57 minutes in this tournament so far from the 2 games that he has been brought on. attempt to try and get themselves a bit onto the front foot of the attack, as Senegal have attempted 9 shots in this match, quite higher than their usual average of about 8.2. Cross in. Back into the defense as now they look to knit from the back. Sama Lamilui plays it to the flank. Mary. Soft Mary plays it forward. Lapsut. There's a clipping at his ankles and definitely will catch the attention of the referee. Free kick for Morocco. Free kick for Morocco. Played in quick, first time header, goalkeeper with a fine save. But that might have come at a very costly price for Mark Phillips Diouf. Well, that was traveling, a brush off of a header. Goalkeeper doing enough, flying in, no thought of his own personal safety. Put the ball out for a corner. Might have had a run-in with the steel of the pole. Oh, looks very painful to watch. Brilliant rush of the header from Yusuf Mary. Quite easily could have counted as goal number 2. Hopefully he will be well enough to carry on with the rest of the game. Magnificent saves that the goalkeepers have put to the fore many times. Very decisive in tournament football. Looks like he'll be good enough to continue. Fans cheering on and trying to get the mood riled up here. It's a corner delivered, cleared away. Senegal now finding themselves having to defend. They've been on the receiving end more, now looking to flex their own. Setting it up. Lamilui tries to shimmy that ball into the into the box area. Just couldn't get past the forest of legs that were right in front of him. Keeper clearing his lines. Bit of a coming together. Referee says carry on with the play. Out to the flank. Bellamari has support. Coming in here. Now that's a long board up front for Mary Yusuf to the box area. He has support. A chance here. Teased up far end. Shot comes in. And it's not on target. Oh, Ayub Khairi could have covered himself with immortal glory in that moment. 20 minutes to go. That surely would have been lights out. Very, very unlucky. It's a brilliant attempt. And a well struck out team move. Just moving the ball and looking to fashion out a chance. Had to make the goalkeeper work. Had to hit the target in the bare list. That's more like it from the Atlas Lions. This came on as a substitute, Ayub Khairi. And that plays for RS Bekane. 2 since off the bench. It's a long ball threaded in. This is Luadini. Just down, 20 minutes left to play in this half. Moussa Cissé. 61.2 possession here for the Atlas Lions. 38.8 for the Lions of Teranga from Senegal. Senegal upping the ante with a couple of shots in the beginning of the second half. Morocco now look like they're set to get back into the saddle as well. On the attack. This is Ogrini, tries to get the ball up front. Anxious looks from the fans of Morocco who are in attendance here. So there'll be another change in personnel for Senegal. Clear away. Sachi. Cisse trying to get that ball past the line of defense. A throw-in in favor of Morocco, to the dismay of Souleymane Diallo. Just trying to ascertain who the final touch came off. Looks like it actually came off Luadini. An introduction of Abakar Sarr. For the moment, Morocco out to defend, and there was a bit of coming together. Luadini with no thoughts for his own safety as well. Diving headlong there to make the interception. Two players committed to the ball. The clash inevitable. Poor clearance it was, and he had to step in to clear his mess. Marwan Luadini. I think they're coming together and literally knocking the legs away from Moussa Cisse. Both players on the ground will require some medical attention before the game can resume. 72 minutes of the game played. Morocco 1, Senegal 1. Into Senegal's territory. So we get another glance at the moments that led to the goals. Layose Joseph just rising in, and rightly so, paying homage to Gaye, who was the provider. And that was shortly before another magnificent strike from the boot of Bogrini did bring back the Atlas Lions into this contest. And that's been all the goal action so far. 73 minutes, might be a double substitution in the offing. Abubakar Sarr about to get into the game. The coach has been quite animated. The highs, the lows, the thrills and the chills that they've experienced. It's been the game that's demanded for a lot of mental aptitude. Insaboye is another who might be thrown in just a couple of minutes. The game gets to restart. Ball cleared away, and the referee once again signals for infringement from Osama Lamilui. Well, he's not had the game go his way, this particular one. One of those players you don't want to take an eye off. Need just half a chance. It could prove to be very decisive. Ball. Just not sure how to deal with that. Anas Bash just taps that out. Throwing taken quick. Now brought under their spell. Kari, Ayub. To the defense. Belamari. That was now to Luadini. Morocco. Structured play it is. To the center of the park, and they continue to advance in acres of space. Could be Erahuli. Played through, looking for the nick. 1-2, opening up space. Foiled clearance, but it does enough to avert the danger. Not yet out of the woods. Cut back in. Center of the park. Hacked clear. And Senegal live to die another day. The moment, 15 minutes left to play. Luadini to the flank. Very neat back heel. Getting it onto the front foot. And set on the offensive once again. The cutback is good. Defense is there. Mogherini opts to cross the ball this time. Edge of the box. Teased up. Now driving into the box area. Tries to fashion out a cross, but well smothered out here by Layose. Senegal defending for dear life here. Manning the barricades pretty well. Cissé goes into an extended run up front. Doesn't have a lot of support and will gladly take the throw. That was very good showing from Morocco. Opportunity that could have quite easily fashioned out the chance they needed. The Atlas Lions continue to believe. Take another look at that sequence. Naksut combining well with Mary. Timely intervention, doing just enough. Might have been a miscued clearance, but in the end served the purpose of the Lions of Teranga. It's a substitution, end of the game of Koite. The only player that was part of the squad that lifted this trophy in Algeria in the last edition will take his place off, as will their speedster Lebase Gaye, coming off in their places. Abubakar Sarr and Insa Boye will now be thrown into the game.
Player number 7, Lebase Gaye, is replaced by player number 18, Abubakar Sarr, and player number 10,
Dauda Ba. Pass here. Now we'll have to use Omar Ba to extensive use. Well, the goalkeeper misjudged the trajectory of that ball and nearly paid a very heavy price there. Fortunately, it wasn't on the mark. That would have been an instant impact from Abubakar Sarr. Just managed to get the head onto the ball. Wasn't on target, but narrow escape here for Morocco. He hasn't made a lot of mistakes in this game. El Mehdi Al-Hara. He needs to really reflect on how he needs to pick up those balls from such situations. Hefty clearance to the center of the park. Morocco looking to settle themselves into the game. Just to make an impact of their own. They want to pass that ball around, rolling it back and forth. Now back to the goalkeeper. Al-Harar goes forward, searching options available. Testing one way, Senegal. Starting possession, Moussa Cissé has a passion for long-distance shots. Omar Ba scored the goal in the quarter-final that got them to the semis. Well, this one will not be one that he wants to reflect upon. Not on target, just didn't strike that cleanly enough. 78 minutes, barely 11 minutes left to play. And a couple of heads on the bench will now begin to wonder if extra time is not a looming possibility. El Mehdi Al-Harar taking his time here to make the clearance. It's a long ball forward, now intense pressure. Referee judges there was enough contact from Yusuf Mary to warrant a free kick here for Senegal. It's a touch and a tag on the shot of Joseph Layose, and that's a free kick here for Senegal. Free kick taken by Mark Phillips. Youf losing out on possession here now, looking to accelerate. This is good play from Cissé. Sets it back for Omar Ba. First time cross. Swatted away. The well-executed header. Dauda Ba to Twisting one way, then the other, still retaining possession. Easy back. That defense over Asane Sis and Mbaye Diaye. Back to the captain, Mbaye Asane Sis. Launches a long searching ball. That's a foul. The free kick awarded here to Morocco. Heaving and panting from his exertions, Marwan Louadini has been right at the heart of almost everything in this game. With 10 minutes left to play now. Clean break. Erahuli doesn't have a lot of support, but does have the pace to burn. He's fresh onto the pitch. A twist, a turn, trying to fashion out the cross. Support wasn't forthcoming. Hermat Mohamed dispossessed of the ball. Counter-attack is on. This is Insa. Boye loses possession. Hermat, the skipper, sends it to Erahuli of Morocco. Gets into space. Can he pick the cross? Goalkeeper. For a moment there, thought that might be heading for the far post, but just went wide away. Now have to really put their eye on Salah Eddin Erahuli. Another plays for Olympic Club de Safi. Just come on, but quite the live wire out on the left flank. There's appreciation there from his head coach, Tarek Sektiwi. Seems to have a thought here that it should have been a corner kick. The ball is lost there, but quickly sent airborne and now retrieved by Mohamed Moulaksit. The ball goes over the line for a throw-in. Morocco have been guilty of a couple of miscued clearances and haven't been made to pay for it just as yet. Some more reinforcement is about to be introduced into that midfield. Bonaventura Fonseca will be the man that gets to come on next year for Senegal, their third roll of the die. Actually be their fourth substitution of the game. Expected to step in. Haven't seen a lot from Baye Yaya Lai. He was the man whose spot he took in the last lineup. Will he be the man he replaces? Turns out it will be Moussa Cissé, man that he gets to replace. Cissé with a cannon of a shot earlier in the first half that forced a fine save from the goalkeeper. That was his most telling contribution to this game so far. Now he will be withdrawn, and in his place, Bonaventura Fonseca, man that plies his trade for US Ocam Dakar in Senegal. Just making a bit of an adjustment to his shoes. That's the momentary delay to restarting the game. Sama Louis. Hopefully those are his shooting boots. For the moment, Marwan Louadini has won 5 fouls in this game, more than any other player. The other coming closest to him is Cissé, works of Senegal, who's actually won 3 fouls so far. Played back to the goalkeeper. Parked clear. Anybody's ball for the taking. Senegal fast to raise their elevation of the game to attempt to pick that ball. Just goes over the line, so throw in. Goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Diouf. So the defense. They'll have to build from the back once again. Fonseca. Baye Asane Sis. Ba. Sis. Mark Phillips Diouf. Just a long ball out onto the flank, trying to get Sa into the game. Have to settle for a throw-in, which is taken quickly. Baye, Ndiaye, Fonseca. Support available from Baye, Yaya, Lai. And now that's sent out to the flank. Can they keep it in play? It took too much time to make up their mind on what they wanted to do with that ball. Dawuda Ba. That just went out here for a goal kick. Started quickly by Morocco. Dawuda Ba with the very unpleasant task of having to race the length of the pitch back into his position. This is Anas Bash. And he's the ball forward here for the Atlas Lions. That ball goes over the line. It's another throw in. 4 minutes left to play before time added on. Then it will be extra time and beyond. Pick up excellent. Through the center of the park, Hermat. Gets to bring Luadini into play. Has to get Erahuli. Just can't keep that within the perimeter of play. That's a throw in here for Senegal. Anxiety, restlessness from Souleymane Diallo. Navi moments here, knowing that one slip-up could ultimately spell the end of their campaign in the championship. And the ball is slipped through Abloui. Fell to the ground. Astute defending as always from Baye Asane Sis. It was an excellent pass. Green looking for Sama Lamelui. Will not dwell on that for too long. Erahuli. Twist and a turn, getting it back to Erahuli. Can he make the cut back? Once again, the rock in that defense by Asane Sis, the captain, putting the body on the line and turns that out here for a corner. Corner kick. Just another look at that instance. A neat throw pass to get Louis in. And in a sequence of less than 1 minute, Baye Asane Sis has had to make 2 very telling clearances to keep Senegal in the running. The referee just urging the players to stop the tagging and the pulling in the box area. Corner, played off the routine, looking for the far post. The ball goes over the line, and that's a goal kick. Urging his charges to get back into the fray and keep the game running. Tarek Sektiwi. Another day that could have easily been a corner kick. The referee adjudging there was a foul there. Once again, have a look at the telling contribution of Baye Asane Sis. Senegal need to pick the pieces. Tail end of this game in the final 2 minutes. Omar Ba gets the ball in. That ball is teased away and cannot control. Out for a goal kick. Ooh, that was a nervous moment there for the North Africans. Omar Ba just bringing that under control, setting up his teammate. Interception from the captain, Hermat. Almost turning provider for Cissé. Just could not control that ball and goes over the line here for a goal kick. Goal kick it is. El Mehdi Al-Harar in a rush to get that restarted. Long ball, brushed off. Ayose scans space in the back line and plants the ball there firmly for them to attack. Good play. Gets Sound the front foot, a chance here. Trying to slip that ball in, and that's a corner. There's confirmation from the fourth official that we shall have not less than 4 minutes of time added. It's just the perfect cue there for Souleymane Diallo to introduce Ahmed Niang. Midfielder there from Giraffe de Dakar. The gentleman that will be brought in, and his socks clearly run dry. End of the game for Omar Ba. Player that definitely had a telling contribution on this game. Was the hero in the quarterfinals, has played his 90 minutes and will play no further part in this semi-final clash. Corner. Put it away. Senegal never lost a semi-final in open play. They're still quite in the running for this one. Morocco, on the other hand, are a team that never goes out of the 90 minutes when it comes to this point of the game. They've never gone to penalties. They've only had one game of extra time. That was against Libya in 2018, the semi-finals. Normally get their business sorted out in the 90 minutes. It hasn't happened just as yet. Clearance is good. Looking to pick up the ball. Good play here from Ababakar Sa. Still holding on to the ball. Goes to the ground. Referee says nothing to it. Ayub Kairi. Pushes the ball up to the flank. The cross is in. It's inverted. Want it clear. Neither team wants to make any mistakes in the defensive area, so plenty of clearances anticipated here for the next couple of minutes. Now they look to the layoff. It was easily read by the defense of Senegal. Cisse looking for support, not forthcoming, loses possession. It's once again on the front foot here for the Atlas Lions. Raouli has possession, setting it in for that deceptive through pass. Into the flank once again. Can the Atlas Lions land a telling blow at this point of the game? Fonseca holding onto the ball and then rolling it away from the danger area. 3 minutes played, 2 still to do. The ball is put into touch here for a throw-in. Fatigue checking in, exhaustion mounting high, dehydration. All factors that now come into play, and the durability of the teams will be tested here. Played well up front, doing just enough from Marwan Luadini to put that into touch here for a throw-in. Look at Christian Gomis, who had a stint in the first 45 minutes, but was the first man to be hooked in the game. Ball is picked up well here by Kairi. Ayub, nice layoff, 1-2. Makasut was the man anticipated to get onto the ball, but a timely intervention from Leose. Acrobatic clearance. Switching flanks, sending it out to the left. Was failing to control that one, but they still have it in their possession. Bellamari. Not many options here for him. Raouli attempted to play the 1-2. The ball is teased out here now for throw-in. Defending from Ahmed Niang has just come into the game. There'll be a free kick. Could potentially be the final bit of action in the second half. It's an attempt at a quick throw-in. Bit of a coming together of legs between Insa and Sabri Ogrini, the goal scorer here for Morocco in the first half. Background just taking a moment to hydrate Tarek Zektiwi. Final bit of action in the second half of the 90 minutes. Three-man wall. What can Morocco fashion out from this opportunity? Should be the final bit of play in this half. Swung in, averted, goes out here for a corner. Corner kick. That tension could be cut with a knife. Moments and many would definitely not want to have on their side, but it's the beautiful game. That's what it does. Corner kick. Ahmed Blacksut whips it in, headed away, and that will be the final bit of action in the second half. And the curtain drops on the 90 minutes. It will be extra time in the semi-final. There must be a winner one way or another. Second half having some frantic action and the possibility of a red card. But in the end, it's still all level between the two sides here at the Nelson Mandela Stadium. It's Morocco 1, Senegal 1. Action will continue to rage on as the players do manage to get themselves just a couple of minutes to catch their breath, stretch out those legs and probably avert any possibilities of cramps, because what follows next will be quite the grueling circumstance. In the first half, Lyose Joseph with the header the Senegalese probably felt would be their usual stock in trade. Single goal it would be, but there was a swift reply from Bogrini of the Atlas Lions to level matters well into the first 30 minutes of the game. Thereafter, it's been near scares and big possibilities, but none able to land the definitive strike that would permit them to advance to the finals of the 8th edition of the African Nations Championships. So 120 minutes we will have to play, and if by then there's still no possibility of separating the two sides, then it's the dreaded lottery of the sport kicks that will have to make its mark on this game. The Nelson Mandela Stadium will now witness its very first extra time. No match has gone beyond the 90 minutes in this stadium in this tournament this time round, until now. A couple of changes were made by Senegal, 5 to be precise, compared to just the 3 that were made by Morocco. Our coaches will have to make their evaluations to determine if there'll be need for reinforcement a little later on down the line. Much as they might not want to admit it, some will already be putting minds into the thought pattern of if penalties have to be taken, who will be the lads that have to step up to get the job done. Osama Lamloui is expected to be the main potent form of attack here for the team. It just hasn't happened for him here. He scored in 3 straight matches and would have loved to become the first Moroccan to score in 4 straight CHAN matches. It just hasn't happened as yet. It's chasing a couple of records in there, including becoming the third player to net 5 goals at a single edition of the African Nations Championship. Only 2 players have done that. Ayub El Kabi in 2018 and Sofian Rahimi in 2020. Getting a few instructions from the technical team on what they need to get the job done, as the referee already makes his way back to the center of the park. Just be one few moment, slim moment here to huddle up together and well, maybe say their supplications to the deities above for what lies ahead. It's the grueling part of the game. None of the players on the pitch tend to want. Fatigue levels are sky high. Concentration tends to blip. There's no separating the two sides in the 90 minutes. So it's the 120 that we will now go to. A couple of fans excited here to catch a glimpse of themselves on the giant screen. The players not so excited about the possibility of extended play on the pitch. And off we go at the Nelson Mandela Stadium, staying true to the form. The semi-finals in the 8th edition of the African Nations Championships have both gone into extra time. Madagascar managed to land their death blow in this period and stamp their ticket to the finals. Which of these two teams will they face off with? Fonseca. Back to Fonseca. Taking his time and now trying to drift their work in. Baye live. Getting fouled here by Mohamed Laksut. It's a free kick here for Senegal. Baye Yaya live. Forcer in chief of that midfield. Free kick it is. Referee just making sure that it's right on his mark. Playmaker Mary looking a little anxious to make sure that not even a couple of inches sneaked off here by Senegal. On ball in. Attacked with gusto to deny them the possibility, and now that ball could fall kindly here to the Atlas Lions. Timely intervention there from Insaboye. Just put it into touch here for a throw-in. Just had to get that timed right, or else it would have been a horror show. Throw-in. Well controlled. That's a handball in advantage, but they all do count. And it's a free kick here for the Atlas Lions. Ahmed Niang slotted into that back line and trying to get some reinforcement, or into that defensive midfield actually. Tagging, pulling, and ultimately that free kick just flying flush. No one made contact with it, but it looked pretty destined for the back of the net. Another sublime delivery here. Just needed a touch. Too close for comfort from Ogrini, who's already had his mark on this game. Closest to that ball was the captain, Mohamed Hermat. It's a thumping goal clearance. And the goalkeeper met with an equally firm clearance from the Atlas Lions. Now try to get the ball to Raouli. Raouli taking on two players, now manages to skin them, but does he have space to make the ball? No, he doesn't. Oh, got a very hefty touch to that, and Senegal just allowing him enough space to operate. keeping close quarters to deny him the opportunity to get onto the ball again. He's tried to express himself time and time again on that ball. Rahul, since he was introduced, he's been a very lively substitution. The chance comes up here, shot from distance, well blocked out. Senegal looking to build on the counter. Cissé out on the left. Cissé will take on his man. Cissé turns onto the inside, still manages to tease the ball through, going to the ground, attempts to close that down. Senegal not getting the light of day to be able to make the shot. Atlas Lions playing brilliantly in that defense to just cover up any opportunities for them to take a clean shot at goal. That's a foul by Osama Namilui. It's a free kick here for the Lions of Teranga. Very anxious to get his shot away. And another opportunity here for us to see Senegal just creating the opportunity to get to the final third, but not with enough guile to beat that defense of Morocco and having the wall closing in on them quite quickly. That's not quick enough, at least according to Tarek Sektiwi. Managed to get away with it once again. Bonaventura, Fonseca on the advanced trot, hands the ball straight back to Letsit. Touch 1-2. Kahiri, Letsit. Wadini. Irmat under pressure. Kahiri Ayub. Mohamed Letsit. With the outside of his foot, sumptuous pass. Another neat one played in. Morocco are beginning to use a lot of creativity here to outmark their paces. There's a foul here. It's a free kick for Morocco. Very tired, creative cog in Sabir Bogrini. Tries to play that ball quick. That's a foul by Youssef Mary. It's a free kick here now for Senegal. Extra time it is. So Mary did walk into this particular matchup here with about 3 assists and about 10 chances created. Hasn't been quite as effective here. Here's a man who was very effective in the very first half, pulling a stunning strike right at the edge of the box area to give the Atlas Lions that equalizer that they so dearly deserve. Now it's a substitution. It's Mohamed Mofid that gets to come on, taking off an attacker, bringing on a defender from Wydad Athletic Club. That's picked up by Fonseca. Looking for Dauda. Dauda goes on the advance. He has support on the outside. Teases it in. The cross is good. The header not quite from Insaboye. Senegal getting adventurous, exploring plenty of options in the final third, as there'll be another roll over the dice with the personnel on the bench. Senegal, who are set to make the change, as we take another look at that instance. Attacking from right flank it was. So substitution here for Senegal. It's Mbaye Yaya Lyle who comes off the pitch. Just getting confirmation substitution there. It will be Issa Kane that gets to come on. Issa plays for Casa Sport in Senegal. On into the fray. Years of age, about 3 caps so far for Senegal. Bash plays it forward. Looks like might have taken a tripping there. Ahmed Mofid. Oh, now that would be quite the blow. He's just been brought on. Ahmed Mofid. And the way he's clutching at his thigh, that could have been a pulled hamstring. The man that used to play for the AS Forces Ames Royal de Rabat. For joining Wydad Athletic Club at about 24 appearances last season. He's been brought on here, Mofid. Seems to be in a world of pain, the goalkeepers. Once again, another look at the saves that they've managed to pull off here. They'll be expected to keep it at the very same level. Although they'll be hoping that the outfield players can come up with the strikes that would save them from having to be the last line of defense in the sport kits. 100 minutes played, 5 more left to play in this half. Still Morocco 1, Senegal 1. The tag there, it's a free kick for Morocco. Quick set. Over the center of the park. Kairi. Ayew. Lugadini. With the center, goes for a long pass forward. It's a good play for Mofid, who's back to his feet and now continues on the attack. Looking to fashion out an opportunity here. Ahmed Mofid runs into the path of Fonseca. Fonseca winning that battle this time round. Clearing their lines, but only as far as Kairi hands the ball straight back to them. That wasn't a well thought out pass. Opportunity goes away. Hirmat. Luadini. Man who has attempted 6 tackles in this game, more than any other player in the match, ahead of even the captain of Senegal, Asane Baye Sis. To the flank. Anas Bass. Playing it forward. Bullets it. In possession. Streaking forward here. Trying to gain a modicum of attack. And that's overreaching. The referee will definitely have a word here. As Issa Kane guilty of fouling. And that's a free kick here for the Atlas Lions. Attempted to get that challenge in, but if you time it wrong like he did in that sequence, then it's a free kick awarded. He's protesting. That wasn't a fair challenge. Referee only award the free kick here. Could this be their moment? Free kick. Yusuf Elamari goes for the near post, brushed off, and that was goal bound, teased off. Oh, too many opportunities in quick succession here for the Atlas Lions. Somehow Lady Luck not smiling on them just as yet. The brush off destined for the back post. It hadn't been for the intervention of Douda. That ball offset for the moment looked like it was bound to side foot both the goalkeeper and his defender, but just went wide, and the reaction quite telling from the stands. Atlas Lions coming very close in that sequence. So for Mary, glancing back at another opportunity that they've had and not been able to fully utilize. More fit, defending with resolution and quiet determination about him. You have to feel for these players on the stands. You have to continue to endure the agony of the game as it carries on, knowing that the price is pretty steep. The prize that they play for is nothing more, nothing less than a sport in the semi-finals. For the fans, a chance to deliberate and probably put their tactical knowledge to good use. Long searching ball looking for Mohamed Bulaksut. Advance to the inside, gets a through pass, spread out to the right. Mary Yusuf. Bulaksut tries to play it right back into the thick of things. That's just inviting the goalkeeper, Phillips Diouf, to come out and launch a long ball. Now will be left to roll out for a goal kick from goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Well, on the mark of 105, there will be no time added in this first half of extra time. The referee blows the whistle to signal a change in sides. We'll have to contend with an extra 15 minutes of play. And if by then there's no separation between the two sides, well, then it will be the dreaded sport kicks. At the end of the first half of extra time, it's Morocco 1, Senegal 1. More minutes left to play in extra time here, and then thereafter, if nothing changes, if it stays as it is, then it will get down to the lottery of the sport kicks as we return to the Nelson Mandela Stadium. The penultimate game that this stadium will host in this tournament is still the little matter of the third place playoff that will be coming up on Friday. Both these teams playing to make sure it is not them that game. Second half of extra time gets underway. Morocco 1, Senegal 1. So the goalkeeper getting it out to the flank. Odaba hardly put a foot wrong in this game. Man that plays for Dakar Sacré-Cœur, or Sacred Heart of Dakar. clearance. Ball goes over the line. That's set to be a throw-in. Who will step up here and be the hero for the team? Everyone praying it won't be them. That turns out to be the villain. Good touch from the Atlas Lions. Long, searching, good control. Looking to bring themselves into a fray. Rahuli teases it off. Spread out to the flank. Out there to pick up Delamari with a cross. Arriving, nobody there. Far end, still opportunity here. Setting up the ball for the strike. Morocco are knocking at the door. Just need that one flash. They'll come again. To cross, that ball took a deflection, averted. There's communication between the defense and the goalkeeper, but it's enough to remove the danger that was looming. Back to the defense. The goalkeeper picking that up, playing a bit of spread out defense now. Nas Bash and Marouane Luadini, the two that are keeping a tight-knit batch at the back, and the rest are all urged to go forward in search of a goal. As a charge then, it's a free kick. Foul by Yusuf Mary. Well, looks like his legs have really been run dry here. Coach still keeps him on. Still requires his services. Just another look here at interesting outlook on the attack here from the Atlas Lions. Being the team that has definitely sought to cause damage in extra time as yet. Sulemani Diallo rang a couple of changes here. 6 to be precise. Questions on what else he can do. Change the tide of the game as it stands. Big clearance. Charged away to get onto the front foot. Here Matt goes searching. Won't find his mark, and the ball goes over the line for a throw-in. Throw-in for the Lions of Teranga. Another throw-in imminent. Communication, or the breakdown of it, seems to be quite in the offing. They need to reset themselves. A chance for a strike from a distance. Well, that's not exactly how he envisioned it. Expected to catch that a little better, Yusuf Delamari. Just didn't catch it the way he anticipated, and that went swinging. 109 minutes and still counting. To throw in. Referee wants the team to get on with it. Both teams to get on with it. They seem to be in no rush here. Understandably so, given how fatigued they should be at this point of the game. Interestingly, just have a couple of days to recover before the final. Consolation will be whoever makes it to the final will face off with another team that had to play 120 minutes of their own. For the back heel from Yusuf Mary. Loose possession. Fonseca to invite Issa Kane out onto the flank. Nice touch. At least it did look nice in intent, but the purpose lost out there. Defending. Morfid up to the flank. Looking to keep a tight patrol here. That's not necessary as the ball goes away from him. That's a throw in for Morocco. Mohamed Morfid with the throw for the Atlas Lions. Brought under control here by Senegal. Saboye. Give away another throw in here by the Atlas Lions. So a chance for Senegal to get numbers forward. Quite sure where this will actually go. Fans here just caught in a loop. It's attack on both ends. That's a foul. It's a free kick. Niang Coquelet making that challenge quite late there. Seems to protest the referee's call, but referee's mind made up. On the attack once again, Yusuf Mary gets it on. Raouli tries to put up that defense and probably get close to the goalkeeper. He would have been better served attempting the shot from where he was. That's from Seka. Tries to get the Lions of Teranga onto the front foot. Seka comes away with the ball here for the Lions of Teranga. To get themselves onto the front foot. That's played back to the goalkeeper. Easy pickings. Kyrie. Played back to Ayub. Kyrie. Sends it out to Anas Bash, who goes searching forward. Yose Joseph hoofs the ball clear back to the middle of the park. Ball is put into touch for a throw-in. Ball going by the byline, and it's a throw-in here, quickly taken by Senegal. Now both teams just plodding on, just going with the flow. Activity a little muted given how long they've been in this game. Someone needs to step up and be the bright spark that could just settle the affair here. Attack Layose taking a 1-2. Layose just tries to get past his marker. So he judges that he had the final touch, so it's a throw in for Morocco. Ahmed Bolaksut has that ball to take the throw. I think that might actually be relinquished to Mohamed Morfid to take the throw. Back to the goalkeeper. Al-Harar. Belamari. Eraholi attempting to get forward, but quickly cut out. The throw started in. Final 5 minutes of the game to play, and maybe the time that just might be added on. Two teams now going through the motions. Midfields cancelling each other out. Here comes Morfid. Mohamed Morfid teasing it forward for Blacksut. Back to Morfid. Can he get the cross? The cross is in. Looking to get that touch, but just off the mark. Osama Lamilui. Growing applause here from the fans, both from the offensive and defensive aspect of the game. referee, the blast of the whistle seems to be quite the concern of time wasting. Understandably so. Sektiwi continues to prowl on the touchline. A lion just outside its den. Head coach of the Atlas Lions now have to fall back and defend. Good attack coming in from Daudaba. Senegal committing numbers forward. Could this be their last hurrah? The cross is in. All averted. Defending champions and the team they wrestled the crown from, facing off to the very bitter end. Fonseca attempting to go for the header. Let's pick up. Lyose. Was venturing. Just kept in touch. Crosses in, good one. Headed away. Shot. Well, the volley wasn't all that glorious. It's something that will give hope to the fans. Clock steadily ticking to its final destination. 3 minutes left to play. Emotions are myriad on the faces of the lads on the benches, realizing they might not have the opportunity to make any impact in this game as it comes to its very delicate point. Elmedi with a long clearance. Dauda pings it back. Referee signals there's a foul here by Cisse Handball. Disbelief of Sulemani Diallo, the head coach of Lions of Teranga. Morocco looking to make good use of the ball pretty quickly. Kairi, Anas Bash, crossing the ball in, the back header. The goalkeeper really having a bit of a problem with that, just it down and ultimately picks it up. Still enough to draw applause from the fans of Morocco. Clearance only puts that out once again for another throw-in. Phillips, Youth. Another quick glance at the man that set this into the deadlock. Really been substituted here, but his impact telling. Greeny. Zabe Bogrine playing a tremendous role to allow the Atlas Lions stay in the running. Over the center of the park, that's a foul, free kick. 119 minutes played. It's the final minute, and remonstration very emphatic here from Morocco. Seem to appeal that the referee might need to brandish a card or two. He's kept them in his pocket on this instance. Now the attack. Can there be one more attempt? Now there was an attempt, that's for sure, but not fashioned out as well as they would have wanted. In it. But the team won't have to heed those instructions because the referee, Charlie Alfred Shafini, brings the 120 minutes to a close, and still no separating the two sides out here. The reigning defending champions, Senegal, still tied in a deadlock with the team they took the crown from, Morocco. The end of the extra time. After 120 minutes of play, it's Morocco 1, Senegal 1. There will be sport kicks, ladies and gentlemen, in the second semi-final of the African Nations Championship 2024. to catch their breath here and probably recovers when it's in that sequence. The referee pointing out to both coaches which side the penalties will be taken. A couple of walking wounded. Mohamed Fulak-Sut here requiring support from a teammate to allow him to hobble off the pitch. Ochabi Arasi is the man that's helping him out here. Well, that's as much as he can do, only helping because there can be no changes here. And it's the walking wounded, the weary, the ones that have graced the pitch for 120 minutes, who now must have the decision to take the final stand. Sport kicks in Welby. An opportunity to face off with the Barrier of Madagascar in the final. Sudan equally watching this game closely, and they do know that whoever falls short in this match is who they will have to square it off with in the third place. Still in the running here for an opportunity to go ahead and try to create history of their own. Morocco, they already have 2 titles to their name. If they get to the final and go beyond, and they could become the nation that writes history as having the highest number of trophies in the African Nations Championship. They can dream, they can hope, they can have the ambition. It will all have to come to count in the next couple of minutes, and they must hold their nerve against the Sport Kicks. Souleymane Diallo doing just enough, or has he? This team huddle up together and decisions are made, or lots are drawn to determine who will take the Sport Kicks. For the goalkeeper, this is the moment where he will get as much help as he needs, because he might be the man that gets to determine the fate of the Lions of Teranga. Mark Phillips Aruna Diop, been impeccable in this tournament. Conceded only 1 goal coming into this game. Conceded 1 in this game. That makes the total tally of 2 goals conceded. Now more than ever must he pull out all the stops. Sport Kicks. Well, he's come, and it's double thumbs up from Tarek Sektiwi. Probably anticipated that this would be a moment they may have to face, and already had the plan set in motion. The goalkeepers here share an intimate moment. And a few instructions given as El Medi Al-Harar will have to step up. Moment here between the officials and the 2 captains. They have a toss to determine who goes first. I'm not so sure Hermat was aware of the instructions, because it looks like the goal side was already chosen. It's a question of determining who will actually go first at taking the shots, and who will actually go first at well, having that goalkeeper into the sticks. Extended discussion here, but finally the decisions are made. A few words of encouragement. Or will it be a few instructions? Or will it be just a prayer and a quick peck on the cheek, hoping it's enough to be the lucky charm for Al-Harar to deliver the Atlas Lions into the finals? Well, hold your nerve here. This is not a moment for the faint of heart, especially if they are vested in this game. The part where the neutrals love, a real nerve breaker for all rules that are involved. The Sport Kicks. It looks like it's Morocco that will be first up. The task will fall to the captain, Mohamed Hermat Rabi. It's the man that looks to lead by example. The referee will issue a few instructions here to both goalkeepers of what is expected of them. The wishes of good luck here from the center referee to both goalkeepers. As Mohamed Hermat lines up the Poku on the 6-yard spot. It's the penalties. Put the nerves aside. Get the jitters out of your system. It's a straight shootout. The 31-year-old captain will be the first to lace his boots. Goes for it. Sends it to the bottom corner. Morocco dispatching off well of their very first attempt. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Now, can they defend that? Well, stepping up to the task is Sienit Mbaye Ndiaye. Resolute in the defense. Now, will be expected to turn on the prolific scopes of a marksman as he lines up the ball. Take the first penalty for Senegal. The pressure evident on Souleymane Diallo. Makes his run up. Oh, hits the upright. Smacks the crossbar. And the defending champions find themselves on the back foot right from the onset of the penalties. Goalkeeper had gone the wrong way, but the elevation a little too much on that ball. The advantage now lies with Morocco. A hug there from goalkeeper Mark Phillips Diouf, consoling his teammate. Now the task will fall upon him to try and even the odds once again as he faces off with Osama Lamilui. He doesn't seem very happy about proceedings here. Lamilui makes it 2 to the good. The goalkeeper quite nearly getting there. Osama Lamilui was not to be denied. Cool, calm, composed, and set that off with enough power, just out of the reach for the goalkeeper. Put Morocco on full advantage. Well, they could exploit it to full use. As their goalkeeper now, El Mehdi Al-Harar, has to face off with Cissé. Cissé came on as a substitute in the second half. Can he restore a glimmer of hope here for the Lions of Teranga? It's a short run up. Gets the shot in. No, that was cheeky. That was absolutely cheeky. Putting it wide where the goalkeeper was moving from. Takes guts, takes confidence, and clearly he has bags of it right down the center. Goalkeeper diving one way, and the agony of knowing that had he stayed stock still, probably would have had that saved brilliantly. And so 2-1 it stands. Morocco converting both their penalties. Senegal have missed one of theirs. We're on to the third. Ayoub Kairi is the man that will step up for the next one. Came on as a substitute as well in the later stages of the game, but has had a very telling impact in stabilizing that backline since he came on. Also had a very good offensive contribution. Now that offensive contribution will culminate into this penalty. Teases his run up. Scores. Morocco, 3 perfectly executed penalties. Mohamed looked a little hesitant there. It looked like the pressure had gotten a bit ahead of him. When it came to taking the strike, doing just enough. Sending the goalkeeper the wrong way and putting it to 3 for Morocco. Now Senegal must score to give themselves a fighting chance in this game. Must simply find a way here. Up steps the captain, Asane Baye Sis. Bedrock, solid foundation at the back. Crucial interceptions in plenty he's made in the game. Now he must score to keep Senegal's dream alive. Takes the penalty. Well, that was as majestic as they can. Converting with aplomb. Stays quite confident. Well, fears that probably would be going sky high. It just does enough. Top corner. Absolutely no chance for the goalkeeper. 3-2 it stands. Up next, Anas Bash. 27-year-old defender. Be the next man here to step up to the sport kicks. Friels makes the run up and converts it with aplomb. And Souleymane Diallo knows they are in a last chance saloon. And they could be in for a Mexican showdown. The mathematics is simple. They must score the next penalty to keep the hope alive in this matchup. Should they miss the next one, it's the all-important one. It is a done deal for them and will be guaranteed to have a new champion of the African Nations Championships. Tall order, hefty task, unbearable responsibility. And it's all been piled onto the shoulders of a very young man in the names of Douda Ba. Barely put a foot wrong the entire match. Excellent defender. Now must keep the dream going for the Lions of Teranga. Short run up, rifles it. They live on. The dream lives on, but only just. Now it's going to fall to the goalkeeper. It all comes down to Mark Phillips Diouf. Serve this, and Senegal live on. Fail at it, and it's Morocco, the Atlas Lions, that will head into the final. Up steps Yusuf Mehri. Fans applauding in that moment for the extra seconds of keeping their hopes alive in this tournament. 4-3 it stands. If Morocco scores this one, it's a done deal. Yusuf scores it! They've done it! Right back into the finals, and a chance to reclaim the title they never lost. They gave it a good go at attempting to defend it, but in the end, only one will progress, and it will be the Atlas Lions of Morocco that booked their sport in Nairobi, Kenya, to face off with the Barrier of Madagascar. For the defending champions, the Lions of Teranga, they will not be able to defend their title, and they will have their third match at the Nelson Mandela Stadium when they face off with Sudan on Friday. The shake of hands here between two evenly matched coaches that gave it as good as they could. In the end, it had to come down to the luck or the lottery of the sport kicks. And it's It's Morocco with a flawless conversion. 5 out of 5, making their mark. Senegal missing their very first penalty, striking the woodwork. And in the end, it proved to be all too decisive. So in the end, they've had to be separated 5-3 on penalties. Well, the first penalties that were taken, and that was the penalty that settled the nerves and settled the score and put paid to dirt for the Atlas Lions. Yusuf Merrick deserved victory. Well, they'll celebrate late into the night. They'll have a few days to revel in the glory of making it all the way to the finals as they do join in to cheer and chant, and there'll be the